Welcome back. In previous week we have discussed about engine cycles, in which air standard cycle, in that air standard cycle, air standard Otto cycle, and air standard diesel cycle. In air standard cycles we have to assume some standard assumptions, and due to that the air standard cycle having maximum efficiency than the actual cycle. Next, in air standard cycle, working fluid is standard, that is ideal gas air, but in actual cycle, that is working fluid is air fuel cycle. So for the analysis or for analysis purpose, we have to initially assume the working fluid is perfect gas, that is air, and by using this we have to analyze the performance of the cycle. After that, air fuel cycle. In air fuel cycle all the assumptions are remain same like air standard cycle, but only working fluid is changes, and that working fluid is mixture of air plus fuel and some amount residual gas. So depending upon the actual composition of these gases inside engine cylinder, we have to analyze the cycle, and that is called as what? Air fuel cycle. So in air fuel cycle some losses are there like dissociation loss, change in specific heat loss. Due to that the air fuel cycle have some amount less efficiency than air standard cycle. Again in air fuel cycle some standard assumptions like there is no any friction, there is no any heat loss, there is no any change in mass of the working substance. But in actual cycle always some amount heat loss takes place to surrounding, always there is a friction between number of engine components, always there is a change in mass of the working substance. So due to that in actual cycle always some amount losses are there, and these losses is nothing but what? Time loss. Next one is heat loss, next is friction and rubbing loss, next loss is pumping loss. So these are the number of losses, that is exhaust blowdown loss, which are already discussed in last lecture, that is losses in actual cycle. Now we have to use this cycle in your actual engine, but engineers always try to increase the performance of engine. We have to always try for the performance enhancement of engine. So how to enhance the performance? So simple way, if you reduce the losses in actual cycle or in engine, automatically the performance from the engine increases. As the losses decreases, the performance, that is output from the engine, increases. So we have to necessary to reduce these losses. So how to reduce these losses? So these losses are reduced by accurate opening and closing of the valves. That is, with the help of opening and closing of valve we have to reduce some amount losses, and that depends upon the valve timing diagram. So the next point is valve timing diagram. Now one question in mind, what is the valve timing diagram? So this valve timing diagram is the regulation of the points in the cycle at which the valves are set to open and close. That means in valve timing diagram some regulations are given for opening and closing of the valves during the cycle to enhance the performance or to reduce the losses of cycle. A valve timing diagram is a graphical representation of the exact movements in the sequence of operations at which the two valves, that is inlet and exhaust valves, open and close, as well as the firing of the fuel. It is generally expressed in terms of angular positions of crankshaft. Here we shall discuss the theoretical valve timing diagram for 4-stroke and 2-stroke cycle engines. In the ideal cycle, inlet and exhaust valve open and closes at dead centers, that is at top dead center and bottom dead center. But in actual cycle, they open or close before or after dead centers as explained below. So there are two factors, one mechanical and other dynamic, for the actual valve timing to be different from the theoretical valve timing. So first factor is mechanical factor. In mechanical factor, the poppet valves of the reciprocating engines are opened and closed by cam mechanism. The clearance between cam, tappet and valve must be slowly taken up and the valve slowly lifted. At first, if noise and wear is to be avoided, for the same reason, the valve cannot be closed abruptly, else it will bounce on its seats. Also, the cam counters should be so designed as to produce gradual and smooth changes in a directional acceleration. Thus, the valve opening and closing periods are spread over a considerable number of crankshaft degrees. As a result, the opening of the valve must commence ahead of the time at which it is fully opened, that is before dead centers. So in the mechanical factor, as these valves are poppet valves, we cannot leave or we cannot open or close these valves abruptly. That is, if we suddenly close this valve, there may be bouncing of the valve takes place at its valve seat position, and as the valve gets bounced, some vibrations are created, due to that losses takes place. So next factor is dynamic factor. Besides the mechanical factor of opening and closing of valves, the actual valve timing is set taking into consideration the dynamic effect of gas flows. That is, during the suction, there is a dynamic effect of the charge. During the exhaust, there is a dynamic effect of the charge, that is due to the some kinetic energy. Automatically the gases get induced inside the cylinder, or during the exhaust, automatically some amount gases exhaust from engine cylinder. So we have to also consider this dynamic factor of gas flow. Welcome back. Now we will discuss about valve timing of 4-stroke petrol, that is spark ignition engine. If we see the diagram, that is valve timing diagram. So in a 4-stroke engine, we know the one power cycle is completed with 4 strokes of piston and 2 revolutions of crank. So as the crank revolves twice, the total angle covered by the crank is nothing but what? 360. That is 180 plus 180. The total angle is nothing but what? 360. Okay. So this 360 angle, if we divided into 4 processes, that is for one process, that angle near about 90 degree. Okay, for suction, theoretically that angle should be 90, for compression that angle should be 90, for expansion or power that angle should be 90, and for exhaust that angle should be 90. But to reduce the losses in actual cycle, we have to accurately open and close the valves, that is inlet valve and outlet valve, depending upon the angles, and that angle is nothing but what? Timing of valve that crank angles. So before starting this Volvo timing diagram, just overview of working of four-stroke petrol engine. So in case of four-stroke petrol engine, when piston move from TDC to BDC, inlet valve is open and exhaust valve is closed. So as the inlet valve is open, charge is sucked inside engine cylinder. So theoretically the suction process ends when piston reaches bottom dead center position. Now next stroke is compression stroke. Now when piston move from BDC to TDC, inlet valve is closed, outlet valve is closed, and compression of the charge takes place. This compression stroke completes or ends when piston reaches top dead center position. Theoretically, at the end of this compression stroke, high intensity spark is developed or supply for the combustion of fuel. After the combustion, the products of combustion, that is gases, try to expand, and that expansion force exert over the piston. Due to that, piston move from TDC to BDC. So in theoretical cycle, we have always assumed that the combustion process is instantaneous and that combustion takes place when piston is at TDC position. Now when these gases try to expand, the expansion force exerted over the piston, and due to that piston travel towards bottom dead center position and gases gets expand, that is expansion of gases takes place. So again during this process both the valves are closed till the piston reaches bottom dead center position. And last stroke, that is exhaust stroke, when piston move from BDC to TDC, outlet valve opens, inlet valve is closed, the piston forces the gases to exhaust from cylinder, and there is a removal of gases takes place from engine cylinder. So in theoretical cycle, opening and closing of valve takes place at dead centers, that is at top dead center and bottom dead center. That means valves are open either at TDC position or BDC position, or closes either at TDC position or BDC position. Spark is supplied when the piston is at TDC. Combustion takes place when piston is at TDC. So that is in actual cycle, but due to the losses we have to open and close these valves some degree before or after the TDC and BDC position. Now this is we have discussed in Volvo timing diagram.